because of the color of their skin. Run, 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 but you sure can't hide. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Vote for me and I'll set you free. Rap on, brother, rap on. Well, the only person talking about love and brother is the preacher. And it seems nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to my nation. All the children. That's what the world is today. Hey. The sale of pills are at an all-time high. Young folks walking around with their heads in the sky. Cities aflame in the summertime. Revolution, gun control the sound, so shooting rockets to the moon, kids growing up too soon. Politicians say more taxes will solve everything. So round and around we go, where the world's headed, nobody knows.
This is the Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show, your destination for the best in social and political straight talk. And now, here's your host, Miss Tanya Free.
Today is Wednesday, November the 16th. Welcome to the Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show. I am Tanya Free, joined by my wonderful friends, Dr. Joanne Henry. How are you?
Fine, Tanya.
Good, good, good. And also with us is Maurice Talley. How are you, friend?
Forever thankful.
There you go. I like that response. And working behind the scenes is Mira White. And joining us for the first time, our new intern, Jameer Bay Johnson. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. And also behind the scenes is Marcus Evans and Mr. Free. I want to thank you all for being here today, and we want our listeners to join the conversation. We want to hear what you have to say with what's going on in the world. Give us a call. Phone lines are open, 804-321-1010. Our toll-free number, 844-321-1010. Or you can text us at Tanya Free 63975, or download the TuneIn app to listen to us on your mobile phones by dialing 712-832-2784. Thanks to our friends at AM/FM 247 Network. It's been 1 week since President-elect Trump, who we have declared to be our next president. I tell you, it is, I think the opening song was very appropriate. Ball of confusion. Protests, racial tension, outrage all over the place. And I almost don't even know what to say. I mean, at first when, during the campaign, I wasn't watching much of the news, but now I can't turn it off because I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. There's so much going on left and right. I mean, really, literally. I mean, yesterday I was at home and, I'm doing different stuff around the house, but I had the TV on in every room. Seriously. So I wouldn't miss anything. I mean, because every time you turn around, there's something going on. I mean, it is nonstop. I mean, it's probably wonderful for the media.
Yes.
And ratings and that sort of thing. But we, the people, need to stay in touch and in tune really now with, being that, it is just unbelievable. Like the song said, a ball of confusion. Truly a ball of confusion. I mean, last week when he met with President Obama, what did you all think of that meeting? How did it look to you all before I give you my opinion?
I think that President Obama handled that well.
He did.
He tried to fit his vocabulary in to try to express what he felt with our president-elect. I think he did a good job on trying to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, he did. He was real calm and trying to,
Yes.
keep it together and, like, okay, I got to do this. And
But you know what?
to me, for 90 minutes, that was really
it was hard.
Yeah, I mean,
But you know what was interesting about it? this man who had never met the president could say all of those things. And then when he met him, he had the nerve to say, oh, he's a good man.
Right. Exactly.
So what were you expecting? You saw him on TV for 8 years, and your conclusion when you met him in person was, oh, he's a good man?
Maurice?
Well, I'll piggyback on that first. We're thankful that he humbled himself to say that. And so I'll go back to when he realized he won, and I don't know whether it was a combination of humility or realizing now you've got what you asked for. And the responsibilities of the job, what we know is only a portion of what really is entailed, because there's so much when you take the job that cannot be even divulged. But I will say this, I was surprised, but we have to go on, and I did not expect anything less of President Obama than to take that high road. So,
Right.
He's always going to be the example, and we too, as a people, have to be that. We have to realize that history causes us to look back and say, well, this and that happened for the bad, but we have to look at the good that happened too. Our people would not have been delivered out of slavery had there not been divine intervention, although it was, some legislators up to the president that made that action possible. But it was truly, in my opinion, the work of God that made that happen. And then when we look back in during the Reagan presidency, we didn't know what to expect, and we did get hit hard. So my closest mentor has continued to express that, some dark days ahead. But for me, I just have to say that, no matter what comes, we can be thankful for the days we've had. We understand that in the Bible, the way God humbled Pharaoh and other kings, and what we've seen even on earth, those who have exalted themselves. And I just see that possibly Donald Trump, in some of his comments with his reference to what he would do or would not do with the health care plan, some of those things, when you start to realize that there are so many lives at stake that you're going to be impacted, that could be now. I could be a little naive, but that's just my hope. But push come to pull, last breath or whatever, I just, thank God for
I think President Obama did an extremely excellent job at meeting with Donald Trump. Now, it looked like to me Trump was a little surprised, and I think it hit him when he was in the White House. It looked like he was uncomfortable when he met with President Obama. Now, I don't know if it was because of the comments he had made previously, or if the fact that, okay, I am really here in the White House, or a combination of both.
Combination of both.
You think so?
Yes. And then, I think, and I'm sort of, this white man had set his mind on Obama not worth anything, and then to see this black man with all the power, it registered to him. And I'm transferring this power over to you. He's not as brilliant as Obama.
Oh, yeah, of course not.
He's not as young as Obama coming into the situation, and he's 70 years old, and he has to have energy to work this. And that's another thing we got to worry about. Who's going to run this? He's really not.
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
One of the things I want to do, too, before we go on, I want to share some of the comments that we received as to what people thought when they realized that Trump had won. 'Cause, we got a lot of interesting comments, and I want to share some of them. Michelle said, and so many people of America have chosen a new president in the form of Donald Trump. I was saddened. It speaks volumes on the state of how far we have not come as a nation and our great divide. I do not think we are a great country. I think we are losing ground. God help us. I agree with you on that. Kenneth said, it's one of the most wonderful things to happen in America, politics in the past 50 years. Okay, we want to see if you think about that in 4 years. Bruce said, I feel the racism, xenophobia, and hate won a victory. Satan is smiling. Okay. Tony said, the Bible said there would be wars and rumors of wars. It warns us of false prophets. A lot of people said they were sad. Some said they were livid. Some people said good. We know who they are. Sean said, we survived Nixon, Reagan, to Bush. We will survive this. I am going to continue as I have always done, live and overcome obstacles. Okay. Jackie said, we also survived 2 terms of Obama. Okay, Jacqueline. Wow. I want to know, Jacqueline, what is it that we had to survive with President Obama? Give us a call, 804-321-1010 or 844-321-1010. I'm going to go to the phones right quick. We have Ray on line 1. Hi, Ray. How are you?
I'm fine, sister. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
And how is my Queen Joy Henry doing?
Fine, Ray. You found us.
Quick question for you. Philosophically, there's a philosophical question I want your panelists to address. That is, given the current economic realities, or given the current systemic realities, irregardless of who wants what party they are affiliated with, there are certain policies, certain ideas, certain contractual agreements they have to abide by. And these representatives who run for these offices are unable to actually change, those pre-agreed upon documents. So my question to you, is there really a difference between what Barack Obama could accomplish versus conceivably what Donald Trump can accomplish? Is it possible from a systemic point of view that change can actually come about?
Oh, yeah. No question. I'll tell you what, continue to listen. We're going to address that.
Okay.
We're going to address that, yes, and I'll tell you why. We're going to address that later on, okay? Okay, Ray? He's gone. Okay, let me finish with the comments, and we're going to get to that. Keith said, we survive everything this country would throw our way and laugh at it. Chump or Trump is small potatoes, okay? Gilbert said, good, Tanya, way down in my bones. Okay, that's our Republican friend that's on the panel sometimes. Leon said, good question. Let us put it this way. People with vision are not affected by what happens on the outside. I congratulate Donald Trump and all elected officials because they went through the grueling process of exposing their life to a voice. Okay. Gene said Trump exposed nothing of his life. Others did. He did not show his tax returns, swindled the IRS, spouted hatred and misogyny, I can't even pronounce it, rhetoric, and people better be vigilant to this man. Has the potential, along with an alt-right Congress, to set civil rights and voting rights back pre-1950. I was trying to say monogynous. Okay, then still didn't get it right. Keith said, not a Trumpster, but 2 political dynasties down, Clinton and Bush. That's good enough for me. My cousin made comments, but I cannot pronounce the words on radio. We get knocked off. Blaine said, outside of his vocal, etc., he has created lots of jobs for American people. Okay. Miera, our intern, said, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but the problem is the ignorance. If you voted for Trump, you're basically voting against women of all races. Your mother, sisters, daughters, nieces, aunts, and grandmother. Voting against people with disabilities. Great comment, Miera. Alice said, looks like another reality. After insulting all Bernie's movements and the entire millennial generation, how did Hillary Clinton expect to win? Be honest with yourselves. And I think you had the next one, Joanne.
Okay, and I have Kim. It was given. He bypassed the primaries. Sad, but my trust is in God. Diane Hobble, he is a nasty man, but I trust God. Brett, the Republicans themselves told us he was a con man, so we USA fell for the con job. Just have to wait to see how bad the damage is going to be. Jackie, will do my best to make lemonade. Thomas, I don't think that he would be able to implement all that he said he wants. He would be frustrated by the inefficiency of government and will fall short. Thomas, he doesn't have as many friends as he thinks as far as language. Not everyone can pull that off successfully. He made the Republican Party look stupid. Yes, he did. Terry, it is what it is. It affects a lot of things. It boggles me that his kind of crazy got into the highest office of the land. but at the same time, it doesn't. I feel numb. I also know that I woke up during both Bush era and we survived them. Paul, sad for Bernie, who should have and would have been president if we kicked Hillary and Debbie under the bus instead. And finally, Rodney. I can see pros and cons, but I will focus on the positive. Maybe now, since all branches of government are owned by the Republicans, they would be compelled to get things done as they have no one to blame but themselves.
And Tally being disappointed since the DNC screwed over Bernie. The only thing I will hate is Ted Cruz on Supreme Court and a Googling Attorney General.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Yes. Joseph E. Lyles said, "This was never about policy, but about race. The status quo has spoken. I am confused. How can a racist man be the commander and chief? It blows my mind." Bill Davis, friends with, outraged. Louise,
Go ahead.
Louise, forgive me if I mispronounce this, Doglo, we get what we deserve. Cynthia Joe, now we will really learn to go to God. Amen.
That's for sure. That is definitely for sure. Let's stop right there because we got to take a break. I want to dedicate today's praise break, Say Amen by Howard Hewitt, sponsored by Metropolitan Day, in remembrance of journalist and newscaster Gwen Ifill, who will be remembered as a pioneer in journalism for women and African American. And I also want to dedicate this praise break in remembrance of a dear friend, Risa Nelson, who will be remembered as a loving wife, mother, and passionate mentor for young people. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Something I'd like to say. Everything's not what it seems. There's a stronger force behind the scenes. He's in our lives every day. He's right there when we call. In him is where my strength lies. I lift my eyes beyond the skies. Only he can save my life, and only he can hear my cry. I wanna thank you, God, for giving me one more chance to raise my voice and sing your praise. I sing it out loud, I sing it all day. This song is my prayer, I give to only you. I know it can't compare to the gift from you. Gave me your love, you gave me your son. I know there's some who don't believe. Sometimes it's very hard to see. Live this whole life every day. Some things don't go your way. But to be without is not his will. It's cattle on 1,000 hills, and you're all yours to claim. Just claim him in his holy name. See, you don't have to beg or crawl. He can see you standing proud and tall. He'll give his everlasting love. Just come to him as you are. I wanna thank you.
CNN correspondent Van Jones on the election of Donald J. Trump.
We haven't talked about race. This was a white lash. This was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against a black president.
All I could say is, brother, you've been on television for 8 years, and now you want to admit that racists hate Obama because he's black? Can you say day late and dollar short?
And that's the part where the pain comes. And Donald Trump has a responsibility to come out and reassure people that he is going to be the president of all the people who he insulted.
Jones was one of many black idiots who supported Bernie Sanders, whose playbook was handed to Trump and the alt-right racist neo-Nazi nuts who used it masterfully to criminalize the only hope to continue Obama's successful policies. Many Confederates are offering to burn, their words, all Negroes now that Trump is elected. And we have those who voted for Gary Johnson, Jill Stein, and wrote in Bernie to thank.
I have Muslim friends who are texting me tonight saying, should I leave the country?
Where do we go from here? Well, we have to keep our heads down, continue to reject the myth of white supremacy, and prime Michelle Obama to run for president in 2020.
It's the Real Brother Radio Show.
10 a.m. Eastern on RealBrotherRadioNetwork.com. RealBrotherRadioNetwork.com, the alternative to conservative.
1450 WCLM AM. The most powerful radio station on the East Coast. We connect the music, the community, the spiritual dots. 1450 WCLM AM and WCLMRadioOnline.com.
You are in the right place for Over the Fence, witty conversation with listeners, real country and bluegrass music, plus comedy bits and trivia. Big John Trimble can be heard live Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on WCLM Radio, 1450 a.m., Richmond, Virginia, and BigJohnTrimble.com. Oh, and you won't have to listen for long before you'll hear the squeakiest chair in all of radio. See?
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about elite rehab placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-819-8313. 800-819-8313. 800-819-8313. That's 800-819-8313.
Do you like good music? That sweet soul music. Just long as it's swinging. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We out here on the floor, y'all. I'm going to a go-go. Dancing with the music. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Spotlight on Lou Ross, y'all. Oh, don't it look boss, y'all. Singing love to hurting thing, y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Spotlight on Sammy Day, y'all. Oh, don't it look great, y'all. Singing home on I'm coming. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Spotlight on Wilson Pickett now. That wicked, wicked, wicked. Singing Mustang Sally. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Spotlight on Otis Ready now. Singing bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Get it, Otis. Spotlight on James Brown, y'all. He the king of them all, y'all. He the king of them all, y'all. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Do you like good music? That sweet soul music. Just long as it's swinging. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I got to get the feeling.
Join the conversation. Phone lines are open right now at area code 804-321-1010 in Central Virginia and 844-321-1010 coast to coast.
want to welcome to the panel Dan Nevels. How are you?
Doing good. How are you? All things considered.
Yeah. Okay. Doing okay. And also Eric Balso. How are you?
Good. Glad to be here.
Well, good.
I didn't know we were wearing all black. We were in mourning for the show. I'm sorry. I didn't get the memo.
Okay. That was a good one. That was a good one. Tell me, how did you all feel when you found out that Trump won the election?
He effing won? How?
Yeah, I think everybody had that response. Yeah, when you woke up the next morning.
Oh no, there was no wake up the next morning. I was there to see it as it happened.
I didn't do that. I waited the next morning. I'm like, okay, I had all I can take. So when I saw it looked like he was going to win, I'm like, okay, maybe by that time I get up, things will be different.
No, it wasn't.
Different outcome.
It wasn't a dream, Dorothy. You are actually not in Kansas anymore.
But that's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go to bed and get up in the morning. Things are going to be, totally different. Eric?
I mean, like everybody else, sad, disappointed. Hey. There's no other thing you say.
He's so disappointed he can't even verbalize it.
He texted me. He said he was sad. I'm like, okay, Eric, get it together. Get it together. Well, let me ask you all this. Did you all see 60 Minutes?
No, I saw a piece of that. What is he going to say that's different besides, well, he's backtracking on a whole bunch of stuff as far as.
Don't get ahead of us. We're going to talk about that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You asked me about 60 Minutes. Though.
I know. I asked if you saw 60. Did you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me ask this question.
Look, I saw the $10,000 bangle bracelet
I know.
that what's the daughter's name is wearing that you can now find on the friggin' .gov website.
No advertisement. We're not doing the advertisement. We don't want to care where you can find. We're not going to tell. We're not going to say anything with regards to that. No selling.
But it's not.
None of that. None of that. Let me ask this question. What type of president do you all think Donald Trump elect will be? The one on the campaign that was vicious and divisive, or the one that says he's going to bring the country together?
I think right now he's in shock.
Mm-hmm. True, we said that when he met with President Obama, he looked like, okay, I am actually in the White House.
He had that look on his face, like I've had when you go on eBay and you find something cool. Yeah, I'd like to have that. Let me go see if I can get it. And you kind of play with it, and all of a sudden you win. You're like,
right? He didn't have that badass demeanor when he went to the White House. He really didn't.
He is absolutely fish out of water. With wings, it's incredible.
Right.
And what's going on as far as the transition? It's just not happening.
Okay. Let's deal with one thing. Yeah.
Take it down. You know how I get.
I know. Take it down.
My blood pressure medicine and everything. I'm good.
Well, I'm gonna play a segment from 60 Minutes with regards to conduct. What I think type of president he may or may not be.
Everyone. By winning the primaries, beating 17 other Republicans, or 16, whatever. Yeah. People are really surprised that you won this election. Are people going to be surprised about how you conduct yourself as president?
I'll conduct myself in a very good manner, but depends on what the situation is. Sometimes you have to be rougher. When I look at the world and you look at how various places are taking advantage of our country, and I say it very proudly. It's going to be America first. It's not going to be what we're doing. We're losing this country. We're losing this country. That's why I won the election. And by the way, won it easily. I mean, I won easily.
Are you going to sometimes have that same rhetoric that you had on the stump, or are you going to rein it in?
Sometimes you need a certain rhetoric to get people motivated. I don't want to be just a little nice monotone character, and in many cases I will be. Sure, I can. I can be easily. That's easier. Honestly, doing that is easier.
So let's go through very quickly some of the promises you made and tell us if you're going to do what you said or you're going to change it in any way. Are you really going to build a wall?
Yes.
They're talking about a fence in the Republican Congress.
Sure.
Would you accept a fence?
For certain areas I would, but certain areas the wall is more appropriate. I'm very good at this. It's called construction. But
so part wall, part fence?
Yeah, it could be. There could be some fencing.
What about the pledge to deport millions and millions of undocumented immigrants?
What we are going to do is get the people that are criminal and have criminal records, gang members, drug dealers. We have a lot of these people, probably 2 million. It could even be 3 million. We're getting them out of our country, or we're going to incarcerate. But we're getting them out of our country. They're here illegally. After the border is secured and after everything gets normalized, we're going to make a determination on the people that you're talking about, who are terrific people. They're terrific people. But we're going to make a determination at that. But before we make that determination, Leslie, it's very important. We want to secure our border.
How can they be terrific?
After listening to that,
How
what
can
do
they
you all
be
think?
how can they be terrific people, but yet they're drug dealers and
Right.
all these things they are, but yet he's still getting them out, but they're terrific. So wouldn't they be able to stay if they were terrific?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. It's a contradiction.
Well, hold on.
He didn't mean that.
He's in Washington. Where else are you going to find more drug dealers and criminals besides Washington, D.C.?
All over.
So he had to deport everybody there.
Yeah, something like that.
He meant. I mean, I can agree with the wall and stuff. Really.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Come on, brother. Use your brain.
No, because the thing is, if you're illegal, you should go through the proper, proper procedure to come here. We can't go to any other country in the world and do what they do. Sorry. I mean, yes, get rid of the criminals and people like that. That's fine, but sorry. I mean, I can't do it. My forefathers didn't go across the border when we were slaves and going through Jim Crow.
Well, we did on the railroad ground, remember? Trying to escape slavery, though.
North. We stayed in the country. And
But you think do you think that there are that many people, tens of thousands of how he exaggerated, need to be deported?
No, I mean, if you have a criminal record and stuff, yeah, you need to be deported.
Okay, but I just can't.
But they may be
support.
still
I can't support what you're saying.
No.
It just doesn't make sense to me how you agree with him that you need to deport millions and thousands of people.
But
If they're
look,
illegal,
he
it's
said
against the law. It's a sovereign country.
But he's going to.
But you need to build a wall. You agree with him with building a
No, I
wall?
agree with that. No.
But he said he'd have jails as well. So let us, all black people, let's get ready to put some money together and build us a jail so we can get some of these Mexicans that they will be putting in jail. That's
Is this a major issue? Do you all think this is a major issue in this country?
No. It's a tempest in a teacup. You want to know, but it's
So why are
become-
we talking
it's been
about
made,
it?
It's been made a big issue because that was one of the things that he scared enough white folks with that allowed him to win.
Right.
We still live in a majority white country. Consequently, that group is the one that's, the black vote's important, Hispanic vote, and so on and so on. But white folks are still the majority.
Well, and think about this. When
That's who you gotta
you
cater
buy into that type of rhetoric, be real careful because
Without a doubt.
when they started targeting certain people,
Yeah, how far
then
away are you?
right,
Where's the
exactly.
gulf?
That's my
Well,
point.
it's a
And after he
slippery slope thought pattern. No. I mean, they broke the law, straight up, coming here illegally.
They broke the law, okay, but do you know how they got to come in the first place? A lot of them were brought over by agribusiness and stuff like that to go
That's
ahead.
fine.
Here, pick that,
Cotton.
not cotton,
Fruit,
cabbage.
vegetables.
Apples.
I'm just
Yeah.
real confused why we even having this conversation. Agreeing with Donald Trump and even having this conversation because, like I said, it's not. We have far more important
Important things to
issues
do, without
to
a
talk
doubt.
about. And,
I mean,
and
think
that
about this
are
also,
issues
Tanya.
and the hatred, behind it, the way he's presenting it. I just can't.
He's all
it's
wrong
just,
with that. But think about it also. Think about the jobs out here today when you see construction sites where black unemployment is high.
Yes.
I like that.
And also, I mean, that's because, you have people filling those spaces.
Well, you know
That's
what?
right,
I
but
like
they're
what you're
doing it for
saying,
a
but
lot
wait a
less money.
second.
Yeah.
Black people, black men, back in the day when they had, back in the 60s, black men worked on the roads and they did all the jobs that the Mexican people are doing. Now they don't want to do it. They don't even. That's not. They do not want to
My
do
brother
it.
and my
Don't wanna
father have
do it is one
janitorial
thing.
services. They
Yeah.
losing contracts
They're not
because of the
even-
Mexican. because of immigrants.
But
sorry.
these people want to do it and they have the skills.
And
Our
the
black
reason-
men do not because they do not want to go to
help
school
me
to
out,
get an
Maurice, 'cause
education.
I am
to
too
learn
baffled
it
here.
again.
I'm just truly,
Skills,
I am
that's-
truly baffled
that's one
as
end
to
of it,
what I'm hearing.
But it's also about the bottom line. If I can pay him, $11 an hour to do this task,
Right.
but I go get Chahuito, come here, and get him to do the same thing for $6 an hour.
Because
it's economic, show. That's
yeah,
where
but
it all
he though
begins
wants
and
to
ends.
work. Our black men out here with their pants hanging down and just want to
Okay.
And can you
do
I
everything.
I can't.
They don't
Okay,
wanna
all
work.
right. Let me reel this
Not
in
wanna
because this
work.
is going in
Stereotype a
places
little
that I
harder
am not
for
intending
them
for this to
sister.
go. It's
So
just,
let's can we
Well, that's right.
digress for a minute?
Yeah.
And so when we talk about I guess the thing I've been looking at is who put Trump in office, and when we go back to look at, I think a lot of white women voted for him, who were supposed to install it. And then when we look at that, there was someone else that did it as well.
Right.
But even more than that, when we look at the attitude, the pulse of people, what was their makeup that felt that this was necessary? These things, all these things that have been said and shared were necessary. So, to me, that's the thing that I focus on. But also, what do we do now? Because we're here, so we can go back and analyze. We can do, what do we do now? So we've got to look to capitalize on opportunities. We got to prepare ourselves for what's to come. But we definitely can't give up. We can't stand down. We have to hold to some principles, and we have to conduct ourselves in a better manner. So some of these comments that are made, and then even some that have been discussed on the panel, it is kind of a waking up. So
True.
For us to move forward, which is what we have to focus on, for us to endure what's to come, because we don't know all that's to come. And then the other thing is, even when man has a plan, that doesn't mean that it's going to always happen.
Right, you're back to what the question Ray was asking as to whether or not will we see anything different, or can he do anything different than what Hillary would have done or what President Obama has done. And I think now we are seeing something totally new and something totally different that we have not seen before. Trump is a totally different, animal altogether. And I say that from the standpoint, anytime a person with the vicious rhetoric that he spewed during a campaign can get elected president, anything, in my opinion, is possible now. I mean, totally. A different ball game is about to be played. And I say that from different standpoints. We have seen in the news people that he is making a part of his administration. When they call it alt-right or nationalist, I call it supremacist.
That's a cute
I
name
know,
to say
exactly.
the Klan.
That's my point. And so we have to be real careful. That's why I asked the question, or raised the question, as to what Donald Trump are we seeing. We have to be careful and pay attention to which Donald Trump that we're seeing. We're seeing one that says, okay, he wanted to bring the country together. We're seeing another one that said, he wants to build a wall and, deport thousands of immigrants and that sort of thing. 1 minute they're nice, like the point you brought up, then the next minute they're criminals. So we have to let's take a break and be right back.
I think so.
Every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the that slavery sound loud as the rolling sea. Won't you sing it with me, everybody? Sing a song full of the place that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Praising the rising sun of this day. Let us march on till victory is won.
This is Tanya Free. TanyaFree.com is your destination for the best in social and political straight talk, breaking news, commentary, podcasts, music, and more. Stay in the know. Visit TanyaFree.com today.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help.
800-708-3091. 800-708-3091. 800-708-3091. That's 800-708-3091.
Have you checked out Tanya Free TV on Ustream? Watch our radio broadcast live and catch up on past video podcasts. Download the app or go to ustream.tv to follow Tanya Free and Friends. Stay in touch with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or text the word Tanya to 63975. Join the conversation. Tanya Free and Friends, on air, online, on point.
Maxwell. Mary J. Blige. Together in the King and Queen of Hearts tour. November 23rd, Richmond Coliseum. Maxwell. Mary J. Blige. R&B royalty. Maxwell. Pick up his new album, Black Summer's Night, available now. Mary J. Blige. Tickets on sale now at Sweet Frog Box Office at the Coliseum. Charge by phone 1-800-745-3000 or buy at livenation.com. November 23rd, Richmond Coliseum. Maxwell and Mary J. Blige. Live. Produced by Live Nation.
A boy's born in hot time, Mississippi, surrounded by four walls that ain't so pretty. His parents give him love and affection to keep him strong, moving in the right direction, living just enough for the city. His father works some days for 14 hours, and you can bet he barely makes $1. His mother goes to scrub the floors for many, and you best believe she hardly gets a penny, living just enough for the city. His sister's black, but she is shown up pretty. Her skirt is short, but Lord, her legs are sturdy. To walk to school, she's got to get up early. Her clothes are old, but never are they dirty. Living just enough for the city.
Join the conversation. Phone lines are open right now at area code 804-321-1010 in Central Virginia and 844-321-1010 coast to coast.
I'm going to go straight to the phone to our friend Scotty. Hey, Scotty, how are you?
I'm kind of disgusted right now, Tanya. I'm just going to be honest with you, but I'm doing the best I can under these conditions. I'm just very disgusted. This is why I'm disgusted, Tanya, if I may share with you.
Sure.
I heard on your program a lady say that they about to lock up these Mexicans, so black people get your money together and invest in these prisons and make some money. That's slavery. That's something I talk about a lot. As you know, Tanya, we do.
I think Dr. Henry made that comment.
Yes, and that's what white people will be doing. They already have prisons.
So you're gonna be like
privatized
white
prisons.
people and just be a slave, right? That's what you're saying. Do what white people do.
Well, not that. Just make money like everybody else.
Yeah, but you
Why
gotta,
not
you gotta
just
have
make
some
money
character
like
about making the
everybody
money, though,
else?
boo.
I have
Come on.
capital to make it. Hey.
Go ahead, Scotty.
I mean, really, and I bet you'll be lamenting the fact and talking about some reparations for your ancestors who may or may not have been enslaved in this country. I don't know what your lineage is, if you've done your DNA research or family tree and what have you, but I mean, that's why I'm disgusted, Tanya. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm trying to stay codified. And as long there are millions of people, the world's largest, and when I say world's largest, I'm talking about because nobody's practiced slavery more than the United States. I blame this on lack of education, lack of people reading, lack of people understanding what they read.
Right.
A lot of people watch that Steven Spielberg movie called The 13th Amendment and thought that slavery was abolished, and you've been taught that. But you never read or you can't comprehend what it means and then how it played out in the prison. This same person who said, black people, get your money together, let's go ahead and make some money off of modern day slavery and human trafficking on the backs of these Mexicans is not taking into consideration that that's what they've been doing to black folks since the 1990s, well, since actually 10 years after the passage of the 13th Amendment with the convict leasing system. Those black men you talking about, they used to have digging roads and laying railroads and stuff like that. Those were black men who had been put in prison because of the black code, what people call the Jim Crows, just an extension of the slave codes, put into prison. Slavery by Another Name. Go watch that documentary, or better yet, read the book, because black people don't read enough. Enough of us don't read enough, I should say correctly. But I mean, I was just disgusted that anybody would try to justify slavery, just make some money. Well, that's all Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, all those evil enslavers of your ancestors. That's all they was trying to do, was make some money. I'm disgusted, and I'm trying to stay codified, so I'm going to hang up now. Thank you.
That's good.
Get
Get
some
some rest.
Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate your comments.
But wait a minute, sister.
Dr.
You
you want to respond?
I'm not responding to him, first of all, because you read what you want to read, and that's about blacks, but have you done anything to make this world better? I'm not understanding what you're saying. Hey, people make money, and that's what it's about.
So money
Making
justifies
money.
slavery.
So it's not about slavery. It
Yes,
wasn't
what
about
you're talking
slavery.
about is true,
It
and it is slavery.
We're all slaves of money anyway.
Yes, if you are going to business, this is an opportunity out here. So that's what they're already privatized jails already. Who's making the money?
Yeah, but the
Why
privatization
can't I
issue is
do
the
it?
issue.
And
Why
that's-
can't you? You can, but
Okay,
do you have
thank
any
you.
moral
That's what I
character?
want. Thank
That's
you.
the question.
Well, it's about making money.
Really? So forget about moral character?
Let's get back on topic.
You don't mind?
Let's
You don't
get
mind
back on
having
topic.
me, this brother,
I do
be
not
in a
want.
situation where we're basically slaves, as long as you can make some money off of it? Seriously, black woman?
No.
First of all, they shouldn't be going to jail in the first place.
Well, hold on. Should and shouldn't ain't the
anyhow,
issue
let's
here.
stop
Okay,
right
well,
here.
let's do this. Let's get back on topic. We're talking about President.
And what sort of doctor
Trump.
are you? I'm just.
We're talking. We're talking about President-elect Trump.
I know,
right
but
now. And the thing is, what can we expect from him? You know, as far as being the next president, and where we stand as a people. We need to pay attention as to who is being in office, because history looks like it's about to repeat itself. I mean, when you elect or have someone, your chief strategist and senior counsel, who was the executive of Breitbart News, and we all know what that stands for and what that's about.
Yes.
So I have a real problem. I think some of the cute names that they call him as being alt-right and nationalist and what have you, to me, that's just another term for, what do we say, Van? White supremacists. So, I have real concern about that because, like I said, that can truly take us back, to us
in a big
being,
way.
in a huge, huge way. And
No,
not
it's
just,
not.
you don't think it can?
What we got to do now is we got to hold the Democrats.
Well, hold on.
Hold up, let me finish. We got to hold the Democrats in the Senate to the fire. They can block a lot of different things. He only have 2
They don't
years.
have a majority.
Okay, Ray asked this
60-40.
question.
You need 60-40. So all I'm saying is we got to hold their feet to the fire, make sure nothing gets passed like it did us. I mean, like they did the Democrats, and then hopefully in 2 years we can get the Senate back. That's a plan, rather than just.
So what are we supposed to do at this point, Eric? What are you saying?
What else we do? What else can you do?
Okay, well,
What else
first
can
of all,
What can you do?
Well, I think protesting is one of the means in which we
But what about
need.
protesting also? All the protests are done in states that the Democrats won. We need them in,
Okay,
Alabama.
then that's a suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
that's
fine.
a suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to do that.
okay, there's already an issue as far as voter rights and that sort of thing is concerned in most parts of the country, mainly in the South, of them making voting more difficult for certain groups of people. That just happened. What do you think that's going to evolve to with this crew saying what is and what ain't now?
Exactly.
Well, more is going to happen, but we got to be vigilant. We got.
Vigilant is one thing, but they are
turning
do a darn
thing.
back.
I mean, get an
Vigilant.
idea.
They have
Get an
the
idea.
ability to do
Vigilant,
such thing.
being vigilant is I could do one thing. And let's do this. Let's talk about Trump. We talked about the 60 Minutes. Let's talk about what his agenda is.
He ain't got one apparently.
Okay, well, he has something, but let's talk about it.
Okay.
So you were with Paul Ryan. You met with the Republican leadership. What was the one thing that you all agreed you want to get done right away?
Well, I would say there was more than one thing. There were 3 things. There was health care, there was immigration, and there was a major tax bill lowering taxes in this country. We're going to substantially simplify and lower the taxes.
And you've got both houses.
And I have both houses, and we have the president's.
Well, we already know that affordable health care was one of the top things on the agenda that they definitely want to get rid of. And I think it needs to be tweaked, but not, demolished.
Well, even he came out and said,
parts.
yeah.
2 parts of it.
Yeah.
He will be keeping 2.
The pre-existing condition.
And the 20
Children.
young children who
Right, 26 and under that live at
which
home.
also opens the door from just some of the discussion. Haven't researched, can't say for sure, but which also opens the door for the possibility of not being able to just shut down everything around those 2 things. So it'll take some work there. Yes, we have some real concerns in front of us, and my hope is that even with the conversation we were having earlier, because everybody is entitled to what they feel, and I know that it's unnerving what we're dealing with, but we have to be calm. We have to hopefully come together even more because of this crisis that's before us. So we have to strengthen up. We have to be wiser in our choices and hopefully more engaged in in this system. So I just say all that to say that, to me, stay hopeful as always.
That's true, and I agree. Tensions are very high. Even at this panel, tensions are high because we're all like, okay, we don't know what to expect and what we are hearing on TV constantly. When I hear that, what's his name, Giuliani, Rudy Giuliani may be able to be Secretary of State or some other position, or Ted Cruz may be Attorney General or on the Supreme Court. I have real concern because when I think of Giuliani, I think of Stop and Frisk
in New York. Yeah, they're talking about him
Exactly.
possibly being Attorney General.
Right.
John Bolton, who's a friggin' maniac to the third power, may be Secretary of State.
Possibly his name is out there now. If one of the persons that I did think that would be Bob Corker, who was the Tennessee Senator of Tennessee, he may be somewhat reasonable person being Secretary of State out of the 2, out of the 3, I should say.
Tanya, I have a question.
Somewhat.
Doesn't each state, even though he is the president and, they put in laws, but I think the states have something to do with this as well.
With regards to what?
Not like Virginia, like stop and frisk. I don't think we do that here, do we?
Well, even if we don't do it here, I think it's just a mindset.
Not as a written down policy.
Right. It's the mindset.
Functionally,
We were talking earlier that, under President Obama, how difficult it was, or we really didn't get any charges against officer when the Attorney General did their own investigation. And how we think it would be now if when we have Attorney General, someone like Ted Cruz or some other Republican, that it will be it's going to probably be almost impossible. So those kinds of things that we're concerned. I think we also talked during the break as to, I think Ray raised the question as to why things would be any different had it been Hillary or under President Obama. The difference is, and we said during the break, in my opinion, Trump is running everything.
And
he's running everything. And I say that from the standpoint, the way Paul Ryan them seem to be like, okay, they haven't, opposed the Steve Bannon, which to me, like I said, white supremacist, somebody should have been saying something. For as much criticism as, that has been going on back and forth, they have just like, okay,
somebody did say something, but it wasn't enough.
They said something, but I mean, they're not budging is what I'm saying.
Right.
And then on top of that, wanted to give his son-in-law, what is it? The secret codes. Where did he come from?
He wants to give the son-in-law as well as the kids.
Well, I heard it was really the son-in-law.
That's the thought. Well, yeah.
But it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
And the thing is, does he need it or he want it? Which one is it? And the thing is this: those kinds of things seem like to me is what the Senate and the House should be like, whoa, slow it down. Somebody should be saying, slow it way down.
No. Well, Democrats always punk out. Republicans stick to their guns. If they're going to put that white guy in there, they're going to do it. Bottom line.
That's already being done.
They don't hold back. Yeah, they're going to do what they want to do.
No more character or fiber.
Yeah. We're the only ones that say, okay, let them resign.
Well, and the Democrats, we need to hold them accountable. Exactly. This is true. And in my opinion, right now, the way I feel, need to get rid of every Democrat and we need to get started all over again.
Why?
Because they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball in this whole thing.
How did they drop the ball?
I think they dropped the ball with regards to, I agree with one of the comments, that Hillary, to me, was not the candidate that should have been up running for
now Monday night
president.
quarterback in there. Come on now.
I mean,
she had a popular vote by over 1 million people. Yeah. Come on. I mean, come on.
Oh, and still counting.
So it ain't like she,
But she didn't win.
I know,
but she did, once again, she did not win.
This country wanted her.
No, compared to that, yes. But I'm talking about the number that came out with regards to President Obama.
Right.
Compared to that.
64 million.
Let's take a break. Black Talk Commentary. Our friend Scotty read us up.
But look at the...
Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster, could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. It's that love in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Hey, go on round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. The force of evil plans to make you its possession, and it will if we let it destroy everybody.
Today on the Roland Martin Radio Show, the guest host, Michael Imhotep, blamed low black voter turnout for the election of Donald Trump. Michael Imhotep, who was sitting in for Mr. Martin, who has yet to explain his possible role in the debate cheating scandal that cost Donna Brazile her CNN gig, blamed everyone but the corrupt party leaders of the Democratic Party who ran a rigged primary that included the hacking of the Arizona voter database that disenfranchised millions of voters. This is only one example of the unethical voting process the Democrats presided over, or the system glitches benefiting the Clinton campaign. Mr. Imhotep, like others to include the notoriously loudmouth Stephen A. Smith, are suggesting that people who protest police violence against civilians who did not vote cannot protest in or speak out on the myriad of issues concerning systemic racial oppression. Everyone in media, it seems, is blaming everyone but Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party leaders for their ethical failures revealed by their own internal emails published by WikiLeaks. Masks have been pulled off in the Democratic Party, and people are still in denial about the monsters lurking behind those masks. Not voting does not disqualify anyone from protesting against a white supremacist system that is killing and enslaving people every day, while also levying various taxes and fines on the people to pay for it all. What is more irresponsible, voting for an unindicted criminal or not voting for an unindicted criminal? It just seems insane to hear conscious black people lamenting the fact that Hillary Clinton's wing of white supremacy lost out to Donald Trump's wing of white supremacy. As has been observed and said before, the two wings are attached to the same bird. This has been Scotty Reed with your Black Talk Radio Weekly Commentary. Join me for regular broadcasts at blacktalkradionetwork.com.
This is the Tanya Free and Friends Radio Network. Coast to coast, on air, online, and on point.
The New Orleans Talk Network, now on your mobile device, on your computer, in your ear, and interactive. It's new, it's innovative, and it's on your mobile device. Android, iPhone, iPad, and on your computer. Take us wherever you go. Because we're interactive. 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255.
Preston Brown is live and funny. Dig on the many sides of Preston Brown. Check out Preston Brown doing stand-up comedy. He's Kingfish Jr. Preston Brown is singing and dancing. Preston Brown does the church. See Preston Brown perform in a stage play. It's the many sides of Preston Brown. The DVD. Pick up your collector's item copy today at your local music store, or for only $12, pick up your copy at 3203 Hull Street, Richmond, Virginia 23224. Always bad, always hilarious.
Hey there, fellow travelers. It's me, the Hotel Whiz. Before you go anywhere, call me day or night for hotel rates too low to publish. I'll save you up to 75% on over 500,000 hotels across the globe. You see, I've already done the research, so you don't have to spend time online trying to find the best deal. That's up to 75% off. Just call me, the Hotel Whiz. It's a free call, and you get instant access to rates too low to publish with no cancellation fees.
Make a free call now and save up to 75% off your hotel rooms the next time you're going somewhere for business or pleasure. Call the Hotel Whiz now and get instant access to rates too low to publish. 800-378-2714. 800-378-2714. 800-378-2714. Call the Hotel Whiz right now for rates too low to publish. 800-378-2714.
Join the conversation. Phone lines are open right now at area code 804-321-1010 in Central Virginia and 844-321-1010 coast to coast.
Confirming nor denying.
Okay, all right, let me pull myself together. The conversation during the break is just really just making my head hurt.
Look, the conversation needs to be the show.
Okay, calm down. Okay. You need some more medicine or something. I want to go back to what Scotty said, and we are on the same page. Nobody is blaming Hillary, and I think Hillary needs to be held responsible as well as the Democratic Party, because I think she took our vote for granted, and I think she probably thought just because her name is Clinton that, okay, she had this in the bag. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Not even close. Yes, she won the popular vote. I got that. But when I started seeing, states that she wasn't winning and that thing was turning red, I was like, oh my goodness.
Two things. First of all, you saw the choice, period. So that's one part of it. The other part is, he flipped a whole bunch of states, or so it's being reported. I'm still of the mind of, the system can create a thing and then come up with a narrative to justify it.
I was listening to Obama when he said that he won those states because he went in the back.
Right,
outside. He wasn't just in the cities. He went to urban. He
several
went back,
days, weeks and stuff.
Yeah, you have to go
places,
back in there.
What about her team? What about her team that's on the ground? I mean,
but they didn't look at those places. Like these people want their jobs back in the coal mines and factories. And this is what
Hillary Clinton severely underestimated the stupidity of the American people.
Yeah.
You know what was a good selling item in American culture? The friggin' pet rock. Okay? You know how many sold in France? Not a one. You know why? It's a friggin' rock in a box. What's good? End of story.
Word.
Okie dokie.
So we talked about
$10.
a lot of things. A couple of things we talked about during the break was Donald Trump wanted to give this critical information to the nephew.
Right, to the son-in-law.
To his son-in-law. And we just talked about that. To even mention some of those things would possibly be an indication of ignorance of the responsibilities or the significance of the responsibilities.
Right.
And we talked about ignorance being in two forms. One, ignoring what you know that you should do, and the other one, ignoring to go get the information that you need to know before you speak. So we talk about that. But also, we go back to, if you touch the nerve of the people, in which Trump seemed to spark up, and if no one counters that, and like you said, the fault being on the other party running, if you continue to run behind someone instead of getting ahead of them by putting something out there, and then also when we go back to how President Obama was effective, he had the right people working with him. The technology that he used in his campaign was amazing in the first one, and then he upped it by going with the dashboards in the next one. So knowing what to do, knowing how to reach the people, knowing how to get to the people was one thing. But I guess what's more disturbing than the fact, or just as disturbing as the fact of what we're seeing, what Trump what his initiatives were, the people that he surrounded himself with, which speaks volumes as well. The other thing is that there's so much hatred and evil in this country that's just sparked, that's just
and when you campaign on it and win on it.
Rose to the surface.
And, bigotry, misogyny, that's the word I couldn't say earlier, and just xenophobic. It's just, for the country to actually elected someone that campaigned on those kinds of things, I'm still just baffled. How is that? And what can we expect if you have someone that campaigns on that, and then they tell you that they may still use some of that rhetoric, even while they're president? Something is wrong with it. It's one thing. Had he said in 60 Minutes, "Oh yeah, I ran on that," but that was just rhetoric, and now we have to take things to a different level, and we're gonna focus on the issues and this sort of thing. But when he said that, I'm like, oh no, we are truly in trouble.
Tanya, I think that the white people have been upset for the last 8 years, and they are so happy that they got their White House back.
Okay, but the thing is, we as a people, we have to pay attention and act as well. And you know what, Mari, something that you and I have talked about. God has a way of getting our attention. You know, we had 8 years with President Obama, and
Look,
you know,
so does the devil apparently as of 11/9. Continue.
I'm trying to
11.
say what. No, we don't want that for the next 4. We don't want Satan
so
for
they
the
would have
next
voted,
4.
I think, Tanya,
So-
what they did was they wanted their White House back, and they just want to get this.
But what does that
blackface
mean
out, and
for
let's
us?
just
If
vote
we're not
for
paying
this
attention,
man.
what does that mean for us? That's the question, and that's what we have to make sure we pay attention, be very prayerful, and you know, one of the things you said, Eric, was that you know in other states. Yeah. You know, we got to do that. We got in the states that he won. We need to protest in those states. Let our voices be heard there. And when the next 2 years, when we have midterms, we got to come out in record numbers. We got to come out as if it was a presidential election. And we can't wait until, you know, 2 years when, you know, it's time to vote. We need to start right now. Right now. And not only that, and let me say this.
But you've also got to factor
pay
in the
attention. Pay attention to the news as to who's doing what and where. Because with this administration, stuff may be going on that may not even hit the media. We need to pay real close attention. And I bring that to my attention because I'm usually one of those that, you know, I listen to stuff that pertains to me. Far as when we talk about jobs and healthcare and that sort of thing. But we need to be paying attention to foreign affairs, climate change, stuff that I'm usually not that interested in. And everything, because they intertwine some kind of way, and we need to pay attention all the way around.
The person that's supposed to be tapped or potentially would say go to the EPA, if I'm saying this correctly, either that or a science department or division, is a climate change denier. Just straight up.
That's my point. Why we need to pay close attention at everything that's going on.
But as you say, the midterms are coming up, and that's important. You've also got to factor in that equation as you speculate in the future. What is the voting situation going to be like? Are there going to be polls in a large enough number to accommodate? What sort of regulations or what sort of conditions need to be met next time around to keep certain segments of the population from being able
one
to
of the things we need to do. I know that there was a site I used to go to, and it would tell you things that the Congress was voting on. We need to pay attention to that. We need to in every state. Folks that are listening, call in and tell us what's going on in your state. Scotty does a real good job of that. And we need to share that type of information because the media, mainstream media I'm talking about, will not give us that information. They're going to be focused on the sensationalism and the entertainment of Trump. It's good ratings for them. So we need
That's why he's where he is now.
We need to be able to share information with one another, and I hope our listeners will call in and let us know what's going on in their state and who's doing what, so that we'll know what's going on and we can help rally each other. You know, because when we listen to the protesters, what you just said, protesters in states that we won. Okay, now we need to go to those states where we haven't won. Organizations, Black Lives Matter, or whoever, or we as a group need to focus and go there ourselves. There's numerous groups that are going to the Washington during the inauguration to protest, and that's the kind of information we need to be able to share. I'm not a protester, but at this point, I may have to put my tennis shoes on.
Well, if we go back to what was the results of the peaceful protest, we think about what Dr. King said. You know, one thing I'm very mindful of was when Dr. King was in Tennessee before he gave the I've gone to the mountaintop speech. He said that he was so troubled by all of the calls that he was getting, the threats and everything. He just felt like giving up, thought about calling daddy and all that. But he realized if he showed weakness, then what would happen to the other people? So when you talk about being focused, my recommendation and my suggestion and personally what I do is you got to do it on a day-by-day basis. Yes, you look ahead, and I'm not telling anyone to not plan or look ahead because we know that most successful folks, that's what's their benefit. But we also realize that you don't overburden yourself by looking so far ahead that you do nothing now.
Right.
And so every day, be focused, be vigilant, like you say, on these matters that are being brought out, which are very good very good information that you provide, and very good suggestions, recommendations, strong recommendations that you provide, and we all need to take heed.
Right. You know something? I think that one or two things will happen. The Republican Party will destroy the Republican Party themselves because they can't say anything that happens. They have to take full responsibility of because they are in control both the House and the Senate. The Democratic Party need to get themselves together. That's one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, just wipe the darn whole thing clean. We need a brand
What
new.
are we going to change the Democratic
I know we
Party?
can't. But, say
What
what?
we need to change? The platform is a platform. You can get somebody to follow the same platform.
Well, I think we need fresh minds and energy at this point. I'm Nancy Pelosi, and you know.
They're trying to make Keith Ellison the chair too, right?
Right. They would think he's I think up for the chair.
And I think Howard Dean is trying to come back also.
Okay, but we need to look at these people that are wanting to be elected to the chair. Who do we have that is really a trailblazer?
Nobody. You need to have money and connections,
Eric,
and we
that's
don't have
my
it.
point. Because if you just put somebody in there, just to be putting somebody in there, then we're going to be at the same place in 4 years.
Or
like
worse.
we lost. We're
worse, right.
We're okay.
As we've just found out.
We're okay. When Obama came with that landslide, they lost. I mean, Obama lost a lot of traction 2 years after that. We had to get that 2-year vote out. That's the key.
Well, I think the good point you make is, go ahead, sister.
Well, then, when we do get ready for the next 2 years, are we going to do the same thing that we did when we got ready to take the people to the polls, bust them, and we got to go in those areas
You got to give
where
them a
the
reason.
people,
Okay,
we got to go
we
in
got
those
to take a
areas.
break. Today's jazz break is Hallelujah by Freddie James, sponsored by Hong Kong Tailors, downtown Richmond.
We got to go to those areas.
When I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. Well, she tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew a hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, baby, I've been here before. I see this room and I walk these floors, you know. I used to live alone before I knew ya. Well, I seen your flags on the marble arch, and love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Have you checked out Tanya Free TV on Ustream? Watch our radio broadcast live and catch up on past video podcasts. Download the app or go to ustream.tv to follow Tanya Free and Friends. Stay in touch with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or text the word Tanya to 63975. Join the conversation. Tanya Free and Friends, on air, online, on point.
Northside Vibes is on the rise with over 40,000 readers. We invite you to advertise your business, special occasion, and or event in the good newspaper, Northside Vibes. Call 804-297-6316. Like us on Facebook. That's 804-297-6316. A member of the National Newspaper Association.
Join the conversation. Phone lines are open right now at area code 804-321-1010 in Central Virginia and 844-321-1010 coast to coast.
Let me let you ask your question because our guest's been holding a long time on the phone. Go ahead.
Which is going to be a bigger disaster for this country, 9/11 or 11/9? Continue.
Is that Reggie?
Let me go to the phones first. James, how are you, friend?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, I hear everybody, and Republican Party been dead, and the Democrat Party is dead. It's either time for black people to take over the Democrat Party or try something else. But I think it might be too late. I don't know what's going on with America, but so-called Republicans have won, and they still messing with people of color. I wanted to know what's going on in cities. I'm down here in Indiana, and a couple of colleges have started at 3 o'clock walking out.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be so-called safe cities for people of color.
Sanctuary
or
cities?
Yes, but the colleges want colleges to be that for the people of color on the campuses. And you got high schools here that white people have told their kids, I don't know what they told them, but even the high schools are on alert because white kids are beating up people of color.
Right.
So, this so-called, even though they won, I guess the so-called, as Brother X said, the race war has begun.
Yes, it has.
But, I think, as I always say, since the churches have turned so liberal and has deceived the people since this Bible study, the churches need to repent and get that liberalism out of the pulpit.
Well, let me say this. I think that what you're saying about your churches, I don't mean to interrupt you, but not liberal, they've gotten so commercialized.
And secularized, perhaps?
That too. And everybody can come under the Democrats' camp, and that's contradictory to the Bible. So, we can keep on preaching this, everybody can come to the church and whatever. And as you see, Hillary don't have to come to us. For what? She played y'all, and she's gone, and they brooming her daughter to take over.
Now I want to, James, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. One comment you made, I want to push back on. You saying that Hillary Clinton played blacks and blah blah blah. Well, no, she didn't, because the alternative was this particular person who is unbelievably going to be president. That was her one biggest asset going forward to winning this candidacy. because we knew what he was going to be like, because we know what the Republicans in general are like. He's just the Republicans to the third power. So it wasn't an issue of, well, she didn't cater to our needs or didn't say she was going to do X, Y, and Z. We saw the choice. Period.
Well, let me push back.
Well, I think he's right, because we were more inclined to vote for Bernie, and he did address issues that
handouts.
No, it wasn't handouts. Things that we were more interested in, and I think that she fell short of that as far as we were concerned, because we came out in record numbers for President Obama.
Well, let me push back. As you saw, he campaigned real hard, and she let a reality star outplay her, and she had 30 years experience.
That's a good. That's a very good point, James. That's an excellent point.
The culture? Is it her fault or culture's fault?
Once again, I know you're a Democrat. You don't want to blame her, but it's her fault.
It's not about blaming her or trying to protect her.
Too. She does.
So in other words, he must be Republican.
That's not what I'm trying to do at all.
So James, you a Trump supporter?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm just asking. They asked the question.
Go ahead.
No, I was just asking the question.
We should be in our Bible. And as you see, the day of the Gentile reign is over. That's why they're doing what they're doing.
So
They got a clown. They got a clown trying to run things, and we already know he's a puppet. So we can run after the Gentiles if we want to, but they're not in charge anymore.
Yeah, well, for real, they're all puppets. But we've been living in Babylon for a while. If you hadn't noticed it.
Well, evidently you haven't noticed it because you're still running after them. Thank you.
He's running around.
I see
Thank
the
you, James. I appreciate your
like
comment,
that.
and thank you so very much for sharing with us as to what's going on with the colleges and the high schools.
He's in Indiana.
One of the things that I think, I have no problem with protests, but protests when it's not detrimental to you. I mean, they are sacrificing their education. My daughter brought this to my attention. We were talking about it yesterday, and I said, you have a very good point. Do it on a time when it's not,
school.
Yeah, when you're supposed to be getting your education. That's my opinion.
One day ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Let me read. Jay Bigger says Hillary, DNC, HRC team, media posters, a pollster. Her voters are responsible for her losing the election.
How come?
Duh.
Okay.
Her pollsters. I think Trump had the single best super PAC any candidate could have. It's called the friggin' media. $2 billion plus, I think, was estimated.
Yeah,
everything.
Between that and Twitter. Let me go to the phones. Reggie, hey friend, how are you?
Capitalism.
Hey, Tanya, happy belated birthday, sis. How you doing?
Thank you so much. Good. We're doing real good.
What's laughable to me that they had certain pundits on Clinton's illustrious brainstorm team say, guess what? We can run ads on Ellen and we get black folks in. I'm like, what? It is so laughable of the people she surrounds herself with. And I just got to say that, hey, Donald Trump is the greatest salesman on earth. He is. He's the greatest salesman. I give the man credit. But guess what? When you start looking at things from a worldview, they ain't putting up with it. He can play these silly games all he wants. But he's a man for a rude awakening. And I'd like to ask the panel a question. Can y'all help a brother out on this issue, if I may? Now, when Hillary Clinton said that she's going to have President Clinton help her with economics, all the conservatives lost their freaking mind. But yet, first thing Donald Trump said, I want everybody in my family to have friends. Everybody. From my dogs to my cat to my daughters, everybody. But yet, he has this big operation. And nobody even knows to this day by his taxes where he's getting his income from. Can y'all help a brother out?
Yeah, you're right. He is doing stuff, Reggie, that we have never seen before. He is running things. Thank you, Reggie. Tell everybody to listen to your show, friend.
Hey, every Saturday from 11:45 to 1. And again, says happy belated birthday.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Let me go back to something, Ray. We said we're going to answer his question. One of the things that the difference between what had been Hillary elected and what President Obama, the difference between what Trump is doing is that, in my opinion, Trump is running things. Trump is running things, and the Republican Party, they control the House and the Senate. They are catering and bowing down to whatever it is that he wants and he says. You and I, Maurice, were talking about far as the clearance of his son-in-law. Would you think, or do you think, had that been President Obama's mother-in-law and she stayed with him the whole time he's been in office, asking for clearance, that we would be even having this that they would have shut that down so quick and want to know what the heck?
You know, white people can do that stuff. Come on.
No,
they can
Trump.
do what they want
Trump.
to. No.
Trump is doing that
Republicans
stuff.
did it for years.
Trump is, but they may have been doing it, but now is outright front and center. I don't care
Obama
what you think or what you're
Van
saying.
Jones, he got rid of that lady, the agriculture lady he got rid of people so quick without even standing. He even said the police acted stupidly and then went back and had a beer summit.
Well, but look at this.
Man.
But what I'm saying is,
yeah.
Where did the son-in-law come from out of the blue that he even made Chris Christie look like an idiot? I mean, out of the blue. Yeah. I mean, you calling the shots. I mean, this is what I'm saying. And where that family walked lockstep.
Fear.
Mm-hmm. Well, look. The thing with Christie, did you see? This is becoming a situation like it's the mafia up in that camp.
That's my
La Familia
point.
You know? Not quite close enough.
He is doing
but close.
whatever the heck he wants to do.
But
and nobody in Congress is saying a mumbling word. We're like, okay, whatever, because they are afraid of him because of his base.
Okay.
And they want to keep their office when they come up for re-election.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
More than that, it's not so much what he's done that's of issue what he's not done.
He's only been elected a week.
He's supposed to have a transition person to go into every major department in the government. The CIA, from what I've heard, has been calling and get no call back. Department of Defense was calling and get no call back. Agriculture, EPA. Well, I don't know about EPA, but again, these folks are completely out of their element. The Kirshner walked into the White House with Trump, and at some point, asked the staff, "Well, how many of y'all are staying?" He realized that you got to fill you see everybody.
4,100
You've got to find
employees
a person to match each person in there.
Exactly.
And you don't know nothing.
Yeah. And not worried about it.
And that's even scarier.
He is calling the shots. However, but let me say this, and I'm gonna play two other pieces.
Yeah, there was
the violence when he said on 60 Minutes, where we should be very, very concerned. This is all you can say. When you
interviewed
got
him on
tensions
Friday
everywhere.
afternoon. Mr. Trump said he had not heard about some of the acts of violence that are popping up in his name or against his supporters. Nor, he said, had he heard about reports of racial slurs and personal threats against African Americans, Latinos, and gays by some of his supporters.
White power! I'm very surprised to hear that. I hate to hear that. I mean, I hate to hear it.
But you do hear it.
I don't hear it. I saw one or two instances.
On social
but I think
media?
it's a very small amount. Again, I think it's the media.
Do you want to say anything to those people?
I would say don't do it. That's terrible. Because I'm going to bring this country together.
They're harassing Latinos, Muslims.
I am so saddened to hear that. And I say stop it if it helps. I will say this, and I'll say it right to the camera, stop it.
Okay.
Yeah, you president-elect. That's all you got.
Look,
that's all you got.
The night he was elected, of the many things I said, there was lovely, flowery expletives flowing everywhere. I promise you that. But one thing of note, I was like, now you're going to see incidences of sexual assault, hate crimes, bullying, and those kind of things. You're going to start to hear more about those incidences happening.
And that's all he got is stop it.
Yeah, that's,
Well, you know what? The bottom line is we got to stop acting like victims. We got to start going upside their damn heads.
Okay, Eric. So,
we gotta fight back.
Eric, if you are approached when you walk out this door and somebody call you the N-word and ready to lynch you, then what?
I'm gonna say something back to him. I'm saying I'm not going to stand for that. I'm not my mother's
or my
grandparents' people.
I understand that, and I agree with you 100%. But we have to stand together.
Well, we stand
in our
at that
approach.
moment. I'm by myself. I had to take on that whatever coming at me.
And I'm not. And I'm.
I'm sorry. You know what my mission is right now for the next 4 years is to meet every white woman supporter of Trump and give them this African soup bone.
Wow, dude, really? You said that on air? Come on, man.
Okay,
You couldn't be a little bit more
hold on.
creative with that?
I got some for you before you do that. Okay, let me see if I can get it before we leave today.
An African soup bone. What kind of soup was it?
Neck bone.
Eric.
I'm serious. I'm gonna get him.
Or get got.
Yeah, either one.
Yeah,
I'm on the dating sites now looking for him.
You know what? You better go and like Scotty said, you need to do some reading, and you don't want to be another statistic. That's for sure.
I am not
Tom
one to
said,
use this phrase, but I think he
"Get
might
over
be
y'all lost." We understand that we lost, Tom. We got that. We understand that totally and completely that we lost.
But what you don't understand, Tom, is that you lost too.
Yeah, in 4 years, right? In 4 years, this could be interesting.
Ain't seen it yet.
It's going to be interesting in
yes.
4 years as to what they think, who they voted for, and the outcome. I was saying earlier, and Maurice and I agree. These are praying times, and I know, Eric, you don't want to hear it, but let me go to the phones right quick before we run out of time. Jimmy, how are you, friend?
Good. Just here to listen. I'm an IT security student.
Okay.
You got a comment for us?
No, not at all. Just here to listen.
Okay.
Okay, but you called though, so you had something to say.
Well, what do you think about the Trump presidency?
You know what? I'll tell you one thing. I've been living in this. My family's well off. My cousin Joe Lewis, and I've been living in this well off neighborhood. You know, my dad was a cop for 20 years. I don't want to say my name too much.
You don't have to.
Don't.
But my Irish neighbors, for some reason, during the Trump presidency, they felt the need to just start calling me an N-word out of nowhere. And we used to be cool, and I wasn't super cool because they're Irish and because of slavery, but I was cool enough to be civil.
Right.
But as of recently, they'd be coming up the street and call me N-word.
Well, you should call them back because they probably black Irish.
No.
Yes,
you
you do.
shouldn't.
Call them back.
Don't do that. No, go ahead, Jimmy. No, that's not good. You'd be, rise above the fray. Go ahead.
I have this Italian neighbor that I'm really cool with, and he called me in front of him, and we were about to jump him, and I don't know. I felt like it was a bad idea. But I don't know. He gets me really mad now. I don't know if I should just ignore it or I don't know. My Italian homie talks about wanting to jump the dude because he also owes him money that he didn't want to give to him.
No, we're not going to. You just continue to do the right thing.
Go ahead and beat him.
Thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate your comments.
Jimmy, beat him.
No. We got to take a break. Be right back.
That has lost someone that they truly love. Check it out. Seems like yesterday we used to rock the show. I laced the track, you locked the flow. So far from hanging on the block for dough. Notorious, they got to know that life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. Through your family, I'll fulfill your dreams. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me. Reminisce sometime, the night they took my friend. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When it's real, feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to take, what a bond to break, I'll be missing you.
It's kinda hard with you not around. Know you in heaven smiling down, watching us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you, till the day we meet again. In my heart is where I keep you, friend. Memories give me the strength I need to proceed, strength I need to believe. My thoughts big, I just can't define. Wish I could turn back the hands of time. Us in the six, shop for new clothes and kicks. You and me taking flicks, making hits, stages they receive you on. Still can't believe you're gone. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
1450 WCLM AM.
Radio station on the East Coast.
Coast. We connect the music.
Yeah, it's a Friday. Get down, fingers brown, get down.
RW Groove, Stone Cold Soul Jams.
You are now
Southern Blues.
jamming with the best.
Our community.
The Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. on the heart and soul of the city.
And the Spiritual Dots, 1450 WCLM AM and WCLMRadioOnline.com.
Real Brother here, reminding you of our new time, 10 a.m. Eastern on RealBrotherRadioNetwork.com, YouTube, and New Orleans Talk Network. We're the alternative to conservative, but all racist, Marxist, Donald Trump, and Bernie bro bot nut opinions are welcome.
It's the Real Brother Radio Show.
Brought to you by Black Trade Lines, helping you build trust in your community.
This is Tanya Free, inviting you to check out the Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show, your destination for the best in social and political straight talk, here coast to coast on the AM/FM 247 radio network and the AM/FM 247 television network. Join the conversation.
The Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show, Wednesdays.
This is Earl Bradley, asking you to tune in to WCLM 1450 AM radio to Capitalism Rules on Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. This show will expose the influence of money throughout the United States from top to bottom and how to make capitalism work for you. So tune in on Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 WCLM 1450 AM radio.
Before we go under, hey country, you didn't say what you mean.
This is Tanya Free. Join me weekly on the Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show, here on the Power Talk Network, speaking truth to power.
Join Tanya Free and Friends at TanyaFree.com. On air, online, and on point. Join the conversation. Phone lines are open right now at area code 804-321-1010 in Central Virginia and 844-321-1010 coast to coast.
I found this article I was looking for when Eric made that comment about, what he planned on doing with white women and that sort of thing. Okay, before you do that, you may want to do some research because they got stuff out there. This is an article that says students at the Southern Methodist University in Dallas were shocked by the racist flyers that appeared on their campus urging white women not to date black men. According to the SMU
they don't want to date
newspaper,
them.
the Daily Campus, the flyer was found on Sunday and included such arguments for white women not to date black men as they were much more likely to have STDs, okay, and your children probably would not be smart. And that they argued that black men are more likely to commit every type of violent crime than whites.
Well, they said the same thing doing Vietnam, like black men got tails and stuff. I get that.
Okay, so
look at I'm telling you.
But again,
I'm just saying, do it at your own risk, knowing.
Dating requires being seen in public.
But think about this, okay? You got flyers like this going out. Who do you all think are putting the flyers out?
White people.
white men as well.
Yeah,
And so
white
now
men,
when they see you all
probably.
together, you all,
White men.
the movie Loving is coming out. And like I said, we are having a replay of history here. So be careful, be
We'll let it
real,
out.
pay attention, and be real careful. How to Facebook, we can go to Miera.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Well, my personal experience on our election, I think that Hillary was she was feeling herself too much.
Yeah.
And then she got to the point where she felt like she was really going to lose, so then she got scared.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the schools, like, take place, I think that you was talking about the flyers. I think that white men, they're really intimidated by black men.
Yep.
So if Hillary would have won, you wouldn't see as much as racism as you see now.
No, definitely
That's
not.
right, yeah.
That's
So
a
I
totally
think they're
different climate.
intimidated by black people.
I think you would see more, because I think they were so adamant that Trump, and he was promoting that rigged, idea that, okay, if he didn't win, that everything was rigged. And these people are so against the any type of system of any kind that I think we would see actually more. That's just my opinion. I think we will see action. Yeah, you're right. They are afraid probably of black men. That, the reason why we have so many officers, or some officers, and so many shootings with black men and officers, that yes, they shoot first and ask questions, of any questions at all, later. But I think we would have seen more racial tension, in my opinion.
Right. And I also believe that men don't want a woman to be president.
That's true.
Yeah, okay.
And that's another reason why a lot of people didn't vote for Hillary.
Yeah,
She's a woman.
and I was real shocked by that. I really was.
and women, right?
I really was. I was surprised by that, because I'm thinking,
There's a lot of uncle women out there.
I was really
like
surprised by
Seriously.
that. You're right, uncle women. That's a good way of
that's what
putting
I'm
it.
say. It was a lot of women that voted for Trump as well. So
I was
are you
really
saying
surprised
both
by that.
men and women didn't
Yeah.
want to see it?
Well, they used to
Yeah.
be submissive anyway. They let their men do them wrong, and they just end up
Yeah.
supporting them. You know how they do.
Go ahead,
So
Miera.
sad.
Why don't you
Okay,
continue?
so on
So
Facebook it says, I put a question out there. Who do you believe is responsible for Hillary Clinton losing the presidential election? Okay, Nicole Payne said Hillary. Keith Nimrod said Alfred Newman. Laura Hubaka said Hillary and the people who ignored history while trying to make it.
True.
Eleanor Lightfoot said James
That's deep.
Comey.
James Comey. Wow.
Rodriguez Pedro said FBI coming out with email BS.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
okay.
11 days before
Oh, yeah.
elections.
More
Oh,
than
yeah.
that, it was.
Oh, yeah.
When he says BS, it's absolutely right, because from what I've heard, the hacking is going on with Russia, not Russia. They were false. It was a lie, but then they throw it out. Well, we got this email and this is what we found. Well, they made it up, what they found, and that played a big part in it. In as much as it's not too dissimilar from when Dick Cheney was trying to sell the war in Iraq and would leak to the New York Times this information. Then he would come back on the Sunday show on Sunday, obviously, and then talk about, it was reported in the New York Times. Yeah, it was reported in the New York Times. You told him to put it in there.
That's why we
They don't make it real.
That's why we need to be very, 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 very
Yeah,
vigilant as to what's
WikiLeaks
going
also.
on with this administration for the next 4 years, and not let up by no means.
What about WikiLeaks? Leaks.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
had a problem with
WikiLeaks,
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were involved too.
But
Yeah.
it was stuff that WikiLeaks was putting out that they claimed they had gotten from Russia. But Russia has been working with the Trump administration, or with the Trump campaign, since almost day one. Do you see the circle in the game being played here? And do you see the fools out there that bought it?
Well,
It's
they got
ridiculous.
him elected. Go ahead, Mia.
Rod Coleman said she threw the election.
She threw it.
She threw the election.
And why does he think that, I wonder? Rod, give us a call, 804-321-1010 or 844-321-1010. Why would she throw the election? All that work and everything and money and everything, I don't understand that one.
Hassan said Russian hackers, only them computers was hacked. FBI agents and media reporting it 8 days before the election. All Americans who allow dirty politics to deceive and keep them from voting. Claire Carter said the garbage electoral voting process. She won the popular vote. And Blaine Burns says she is the responsible person for her losing the election. Nothing. That's it.
Yeah, a lot of people blame Hillary. I think she has to bear some responsibility.
Well, one thing
in this
about
because
Colin-
I think one thing James made a good point. How do you let somebody from The Apprentice, beat you or win
Hold
an
on. What do
election?
you mean with the how do you let?
I think she did. I think she was too
What
laid
could she
back.
have done?
I think she was too laid back. She didn't put in the time and work, like President Obama was saying in a press conference earlier. I think that I personally just had a real issue with her. It's just something about her. She just did not.
Why
You know what? And it's that thing you have about her that you cannot name and you cannot describe.
Well, that thing that
You ain't
I
the
cannot
only one.
name, did not
Okay.
get her, is what kept her from being elected.
That played a big part in
It did.
it.
It really did. But anyway,
Nobody
the
said that
bottom
before the
line.
election.
Say what?
Nobody said that before the election.
What do you mean?
You've seen more of
made
Donald
that-
Trump than you've seen of Hillary, though.
Yeah, that was the media doing
he was
that.
He was.
Yeah, but
You've seen him.
He did say
more,
she don't have no stamina,
But
though.
media was doing that.
Really, he
What
also
were you
said he
saying,
knows
Mia?
more about ISIS than the generals. Really, yo, come on.
And
He
he's
won.
still saying that.
He won.
Go ahead, Miera. What
Yeah,
you
and
saying?
we
The
lose.
only time you've seen
Okay.
Hillary
Happy
really
now?
speaking about the election is when she was doing the debates.
Right.
Donald Trump, he had a lot to say. Period.
But
Constantly
media
tweeting the whole 9 yards, and that
media.
got him elected with the media. And he even said now he may continue to tweet. That bothered me when he said that on 60.
Well, that's when
that
he'll
he
say
may.
something out of his mouth.
Because that's my fear that he would tweet something
mouth.
that he shouldn't tweet that will have us in even
That was his plan. That was his plan.
world of chaos. So, but what Coons? What does that mean? What are you saying?
Coons.
Who's Coons?
Real brother said Coons on the panel. The Coons on the panel are 100% wrong. HRC was going to continue PBO policies. Bernie wasn't the one lying. You lost the election.
Yes.
Rebel, I thought we were friends, but that's okay. Now I see. Okay, all right.
Join in, Real Brother Talk Radio.
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay.
That's all right.
Why don't you call in and say that, man? Come on.
He said, y'all 100%
Are you
wrong.
scared? But look, let me say this on a
Name
real
call. He's
serious
just
note.
like
We
Trump.
were talking during the break that one of the things for me when I found out that Trump was, president-elect, I honestly, seriously, my head felt like it was about to explode. And now when I watch the news, I have to really, really be very prayerful and calm my spirit down because I'm like, okay, that's what the devil wants us to do. He wants us to be, all out of control and lose focus. And I know you saying this praying and y'all saying this Jesus and everything, but as things go on, we will learn to call on the name of the Lord. That's how I feel. I don't care if y'all don't like it. But we are in truly praying times right now. And yes, prayer without works is dead. I mean, faith without works is dead. And we do have to be. Eric, are you boning over there?
I'm just saying. I am. Prayers, all this stuff, man. I'm telling you. I mean, we still got a high unemployment rate. We got teenage pregnancy, all these different things. I mean,
We've always said
Still
teenage
praying.
pregnancy.
I know that.
And
I'm
but you all think this could be a time where we need to be very, very, very prayerful. I tell you what, Maurice, go ahead. Maurice,
You
let
better
me turn
stop
this
to
to
mess with the
Maurice.
wrong guys.
So I'll just address that quickly. We're not just saying pray like you need to pray. We're saying have a prayer life, of course. But
You say that, but most folks don't think
oh,
like
no,
that.
but
They go to church and get
And
them
maybe that's
Crefton
why
Dog
we're
getting
where
y'all
we
money,
are.
TD Jakes getting y'all money.
All I'm gonna say
And
to
once I
that
said
is
that's commercialism. That's
when
maybe why we
Tanya-
are where
That's
we
where we
are.
go.
when
That's where we
Tanya
go.
says about faith without works, it's not just praying. It's getting
get
the
all
word. Learn. I'm not saying against
Yeah.
you. I'm
No,
just
no, I
saying
know, I know.
about the people. And
Right.
the reason we have those things is because of our failure to do the things that we do. And even doing these things, I'm not perfect, but I have a strength enough to go for more, to keep trying to get it right. And no matter what comes. So I'm going to just share this scripture real quick. A couple of verses from Philippians 4, starting with verse 11. Not that I speak from any personal need, for I have learned to be content and self-sufficient through Christ, satisfied to the point where I am not disturbed or uneasy, regardless of my circumstances. I know how to get along and live humbly in difficult times, and I also know how to enjoy abundance and live in prosperity. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of facing life, whether well-fed or going hungry, whether having an abundance or being in need. I can do all things which he has called me to do through him who strengthens and empowers me to fulfill his purpose. I am self-sufficient in Christ's sufficiency. I am ready for anything and equal to anything through him who infuses me with inner strength and confident peace. And I read that from the Amplified Version because it has some commentary in it that just kind of explains what the word is. And all I'm saying to that is no one verse or anything will solve all the problems, but continue studying and understanding and how we treat each other, how we respect ourselves, will make an impact.
Educate, get yourself healthy. That's how you do it. Just
Okay,
be prepared.
well,
It's too much religion, man. Everybody got the Holy
Not
Ghost.
religion, but being using your faith and your spirituality is
Got
what
faith
makes a
in me.
difference. Okay, I'm going to some holy water on you. As always, I thank God, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for
Reverend like
allowing
that too,
us
huh?
the opportunity to speak and hopefully heard. Thanks to our listening friends. Blessings to each and every one of you. And of course, thanks to Dr. Henry, Maurice, Eric, Dan, Niera, Jameer, Roosevelt, Marcus, and Mr. Free. I'm Tanya Free. Until next time, be free and remember to live life with a purpose.
Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show is a presentation of Freedom Marketing Incorporated. All rights reserved. Views and comments expressed are not necessarily the views of the host and or this station.